Hi, it's me, Ingrid P. And I got a haircut. So yeah, I've been procrastinating that for 2 years, so I finally did it. I'm not used to it yet, so I don't really know how to wear my hair, but here we are. I think it looks quite okay. Anyway, for those of you who are new here, this was originally, and is, I guess, an MBTI channel, a Myers-Briggs channel, about my experience as an INFP medical student. I'm now a medical resident in general practice. I talk about how it is difficult, I guess, as a person outside of the norm. I got diagnosed with autism last Friday, so about a week ago when this video will be coming out. And like most late diagnosed autistic people, one of my special interests this past year has been autism. And I've researched approximately more than 1,500 videos because I have a playlist that has 1,500 videos concerning autism and or ADHD. Most of them are about autism. And those videos that I related to are the ones that I saved to that playlist. So that means I've probably watched at least 2,000 videos over this past year and a half. So, and I've also read books about autism, and I've done my own research about autism. So there is quite a lot of time that I have spent scouring the internet and different resources. But so I will be talking about the people on YouTube that have changed, that have helped me on my autism journey, my autism diagnosis journey. That journey has ended, but now starts another journey, which is the one of, actually living life as an autistic person and trying to get better in some way, trying to cope with the world better and thrive and not just survive, which is saying a lot concerning how the autism community is treated in the world today, I guess. So I took up my subscriptions here. So I will be looking at the screen in a little bit of a strange way because I'll be looking at the other side of my phone, I guess. So first, one of the biggest shout outs, I guess, will be to Dana Anderson. Love her videos. I will say that she is my number one, I guess, in terms of autism video content. She talks about her own experience. She has a lot of interesting passions for things, and it makes me happy every time a video of hers comes up. I like her little community that she has in the comments, and she posts like 3 times a week. I think that she used to post twice a week. It's kind of a vlog format, which I like, and so I really recommend her channel. Then we've got, a lot of these will not be in order of like how important they were to me, but I'm going to do those that are like off the top of my head, which are the ones that I watched the most. Then I've got Pawn's Journey. She's French, lived in England and got diagnosed in England. A lot of these autism creators talk also about trauma. Dana talks about her trauma, and Pawn as well. Pawn is unfortunately in an autistic burnout right now, so it kind of sucks for her. I like how authentic she is in all of her videos. It's also a vlog. The last thing she had to do was move. Dana also had to move. It's one of the most terrible things I think that can happen to an autistic person is moving house is one of the worst things. Anyway, I really love Pong's videos. They also make me happy anytime that they come up. Next, we've got I Am Mind Blind, who I think she has autism, ADHD, and she has a memory disorder called SDAM, which is severely deficient autobiographical memory. And she also has aphantasia, so she does not see in her mind's eye. And she's a mother, stay-at-home mother. She homeschooled her children. She also has like 2 dogs, I think. One of them is a service dog for one of her kids. She talks a lot about unmasking, or like having to keep the mask up, as she got diagnosed in middle age, like in her 40s. And so she always had this mask, which she calls neurotypical.exe, like a computer program, that all information and all of her decisions were passed through, which really is my experience. I think that I had a similar mask to hers, in that I always had to be a good little girl, just like she explains in her childhood, that she always thought that everything that she had to do was to be the good little girl. So she would be quiet in class, and she would not, she would not speak unless spoken to. She would do all of these things to be a good little girl. And I did the same. I did pretty much the same thing. So I really like her videos about the mask and working on unmasking and figuring out what you like. Next, we've got Mom on the Spectrum. She was one of the first people that I encountered on YouTube, and she did a video about a female autism, which nowadays we don't really talk about female autism in that sense, because it's more like there's, if we want to be gender neutral, it's more about heavily masked autism and not masked autism. That's kind of how I like to think about it, rather than thinking about it as like male and female. But it did help me in figuring out that, oh, I might have autism, because she had like 22 signs of female autism or something, and I related to like a lot of the signs. She is a mom, right? She's called Mom on the Spectrum. She does a lot of good informational videos. I forgot to say that I Am Mind Blind also has informational videos. She also I Am Mind Blind also talks a lot about PDA, pathological demand avoidance, which I kind of relate to. So Mom on the Spectrum does a lot of informational videos. She has lately been working on videos to make videos more unscripted, which I enjoy, but I think that in her case, I enjoy most her informational videos. Some people do, like, like every part of the internet, some people will be better at doing more vlogs, and some people will be better at doing the educational kind of videos. And there are many different styles of video making. So I enjoy her videos, Mom on the Spectrum. And then I think we've got, let's see, we need to look now, I think. I'm Autistic Now What is one of my biggest favorite channels. She does a lot of fun videos. She does informational videos too. She's really into the concept of monotropism and the concept of PDA. And she talks a lot about her childhood and dyspraxia and such like that. She has a community on her Patreon with Discord server. Unfortunately, I hate Discord because it is too chaotic for me, I guess. So I can't really be part of it, but I think that she has probably one of the best communities out there for people who are autistic and who want to meet other autistics. So I would really recommend, I have joined her Patreon before and gone in and out, but I do it so that I can see her extra videos and not so that I can, not for the Discord, unfortunately. I have a hard time with how busy the Discord is. But I'm sure that other people really like that. So Meg is from England. All of these creators I'm talking about today are from Anglophone countries. Either the US, the UK, Australia, or New Zealand. There is one from Germany and one from the Netherlands, but these are all the English. I will make a separate video concerning French autism creators because I have a lot to say about that, because I grew up in France. I live in Sweden now and work as a doctor in Sweden. Anyway, let's see. So I'm Autistic Now What has one of the fun videos. She goes through a lot of meme videos about memes about autism, and it's general fun time watching her videos. And I think that she has a good production of her videos, are well edited and just nice to look at. Then I like the Neurocuriosity Club, also one of the first videos that I watched. I actually made a video reacting to 23 signs you have autism or something, and I realized I was checking all of the boxes. And the Neurocuriosity Club, she makes a lot of informational videos. She also does a lot of lives at the moment, and vlogs. She's an entrepreneur. I don't know, I don't connect much with her. I guess because I'm not an entrepreneur, I guess. I connect less with the people who are trying to be autism coaches, because I feel like it's an ethical gray area. I'm not saying that these people are unethical for doing this. I'm just saying that I have to sort my feelings about that. Same goes for Mom on the Spectrum. She also does coaching, I guess, which isn't bad. It's just, it's difficult for me to know what my feelings are about it. But so I really enjoyed the Neurocuriosity Club because she has ADHD as well and is very outward spoken about these things, and she's you get what you see is what you what you get is what you see, or whatever that expression is. It's simple, it's easy to understand, and yet it seems to actually go in a lot of detail. So I really enjoyed the Neurocuriosity Club. She also talks about PDA. And then we've got Orion Kelly, the first man on this list, I know, but Orion Kelly is Australian. He is an entertainer. He does a lot of unscripted videos. He does a lot of lives. He's very, one of those really honest, brutally honest people. But I think that he's very kind. But that's where his autism comes out, is his honesty, how much of a how all over the place he gets, because I think that he also has ADHD, and he likes to crack jokes. He's the extroverted kind of the bunch, I guess. There are some other extroverts in the list, but I really like his informational videos. But also his lives. He's quite entertaining. He is very politically active, I think, in Australia, and I think he has really good content. I always learn something new watching his videos, so I really enjoy his videos. Then we get to Adrian, who is actually also an INFP, for those of you who are into MBTI. He has got a pretty new channel. He's a Unfortunately, he's the first and maybe only person of color on this list, unfortunately. But he has more of like a vlog style and a little bit more spiritual style, and he talks about different things that he's encountered in his life. He's more of a soft-spoken guy, and I have a soft spot for Adrian. I really recommend. He's one of the smaller channels on here. Then we've got Proudly Autistic, and she does both lives and educational videos. I don't think that she talks a lot about her life. Unfortunately, her voice kind of grates on me, and so I can't really watch it in the background like I can with some other people. But I think that she goes into certain details about autistic life that aren't talked about a lot. Like, she talks a lot about relationships, and I think that is sometimes a little bit overlooked in some of these YouTube channels. So I recommend her channel. Let's see. Oh, we have Haley Honeyman, who is ADHD. I think that she also has autism too. Yeah, she does. She has really good tips. I think that she has a lot more ADHD than autistic, because a lot of her tips are about, ADHD, but she has a lot of videos about like how to structure your life and how to be kind to yourself, and tips, and I think that like how to create a routine. I think that's one of her best videos, is how she talks about how she created her morning routine. So I really enjoy Haley Honeyman. She also talks about emotional regulation a lot. Then we've got How to ADHD, and this is what's her name, Jessica McCabe, and she wrote a book which I really recommend. I read her book, How to ADHD. That's the name of the book as well. And she is the best, I guess, in the ADHD informational video, and I learned a lot from there, a lot of tips and tricks of how to live as an ADHD person. So I would recommend that. Then I have a Life Actuator. He does shorts about ADHD, and they're kind of humorous shorts, which I like seeing them. Some of them are a little bit dark humor though. I love like how terrible ADHD life can be sometimes, but I really like his videos. I think that they're relatable for some autistic people as well. Then we've got the Rachalistic channel. She hasn't posted in a while. Oh, this is also a person of color. She makes informational videos, a little bit less structured than some of these informational videos. I just like her spirit, and it just makes me happy to watch her videos, but she doesn't post very often, so that kind of makes me sad. Then we've got the Musings of My ADHD Mind, I think. She makes a lot of videos about work and autism, and she gets confused about social norms quite a bit. I think that in a way I kind of have always been a little bit more cynical about the world than she has been. Now she's figuring things out, but I do think that it's good to have some videos about different topics. So I've collected all of these channels for you. I like some of her videos. Not one of my favorites, but I think that she could be somebody else's favorite. That's why I'm recommending these people. And next we have Morgan Foley, who is one of my favorites. She makes a lot of shorts. She does other videos as well, but mostly shorts, and the short videos are like so intensely relatable that I sometimes like realize like, oh wow, this is actually an autism experience, and I didn't even know about it, you know. So she does videos about like, you know, certain things that I guess I didn't think were autism until now, you know. She talks about PDA, she talks about literal thinking, and it's like, you know, usually people think, oh, literal thinking, you think that, like, some people think that autistic people can't understand expressions like it's raining cats and dogs. I can understand the expression it's raining cats and dogs, right? I know that you're not talking about literal cats and dogs. I know that you're talking about that it's raining very much. However, I would always be thinking about cats and dogs if you talk about the rain. The first picture that will come in my mind will be cats and dogs, and it won't be rain. And so I'd rather you don't use that expression unless you are trying to make a point or like trying to be humorous by using this expression. Unfortunately, people seem to use this expression not to be humorous, but to explain just how much rain there is. And for me, it's I will get distracted thinking about cats and dogs rather than like being truly engaged in what you're saying. So I think that she captures this kind of these small little things that happen in your life every day as an autistic person that I think that, you know, are extremely relatable, but maybe not like much more relatable than the diagnostic criteria in itself, you know. Next, we've got Fairy Soul, who is the only German person on this list, but she makes videos in English. She makes videos of herself in her cottage, making art, and it's kind of cottagecore vibes. And she talks about being different and being an artist and being autistic. And it just makes me want to celebrate being unique and being a gentle soul, or a fairy soul, I guess. And I really recommend her channel if you want like a nice peaceful time. Let's see, we've got Foster on the Spectrum, and she was one of they, I don't know their pronouns, so I'll use they. Foster on the Spectrum makes videos very seldom, and the video that caught my attention was one of the first I watched actually, about how to clean when you're mentally ill. And you know, my house is a mess, so it was really nice to know how to make life easier for myself. And this person is LGBTQ, queer on some plane, I don't know. And it was one of my first videos into this YouTube community. So that's why they deserve a special mention. Okay, so these are the people that I follow that speak English. I think that there are a few more, but I will check out if of course there are other autistic creators out there that don't talk about autism. Oh, I forgot, what's her name? Amber Green, previously called Ponderful, does video essays about autism and disability. They have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and possibly some other disabilities. Really enjoy the video essays, have really made me think about, well, what is disability, what is mental illness, what is autism, goes deep dive. I also recommend Sydney Zerlingo, one of the latest channels that I started watching. Makes a lot of video essays, short form video essays, like 20 minutes long video essays. Talks about autism in media a lot. Talks about autism in general. Very inclusive space. They have several disabilities and identities. Talks about theater a lot, and talks about disability and ableism, and it's altogether a really interesting channel and a really interesting person. I'm going to check, I think that there's one, Debbie, what's that called? Let me check. Okay, I got to Chris and Debbie, and Chris is autistic and Debbie is not. Chris also has ADHD, and they make content that is mostly informational. I find them pretty entertaining and funny as well. And it's I don't know. I really like it. I don't know why I don't follow them for some reason. I should probably just subscribe to them. I don't know why I'm not subscribed. I'll push subscribe. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm subscribed to Chris and Debbie. I'm subscribed to way too many people, but oh well. Let's see. And I know that there's one that I really want to get to. Let me just... Oh, I forgot. Autism from the Inside, and Australian, once again. Makes a lot of informational videos. Paul Mikolev is his name. I don't relate much to Paul, unfortunately. I think he makes great videos, but I've unsubscribed from this channel because I just relate very little to some of the things. I think that he is very much more like the OCD, or not OCD, but like the very controlled, organized kind of autistic person, and I just feel like I am more on the disorganized chaos kind of person, so I have a hard time. But I think that he is one of the most professional video makers out there, so I really recommend his channel, Autism from the Inside. He also interviews a lot of different people, and like Orion Kelly also, they both interview a lot of different people, and Autism from the Inside does a lot of tips for autistic people, so I watch all of his videos. I just don't enjoy seeing them pop up on my screen, because I feel kind of an inferiority complex sometimes of like, oh, I wish I was disorganized and this like consistent and predictable, and unfortunately I am not. So that's just my own stuff. Let me keep going. There was Adam James. He's neurotypical, his wife is autistic. He's kind of makes shorts mostly. They do talk about neuroscience, which is interesting. Both of them talk a little bit about being a couple, that one is neurodivergent and one is neurotypical. It's kind of funny as well. It's kind of like this introvert versus extrovert dynamic that is pretty funny, and they kind of tease each other, and I really like it. It's without being condescending to the other person. and the wife, who is autistic, she is extremely interested in poisonous plants. So she talks about her special interest in certain videos on the channel. Oh yes, and so there is Torin Wolf. He and his mom are both autistic, and I think that he is a bit more higher support needs, and his mom, less. They are very whimsical, very unique family. The dad is neurotypical, and I find it to be such an accepting place, and it is so lovely to see like families being silly and acknowledging the difficulties, but being very themselves together. So I really enjoy Torin Wolf's channel. I will check. There's also a creative autistic who got diagnosed at the age of 50. Really great channel. She speaks about her own experience with getting a late autism diagnosis, and she goes through the signs. I think that is pretty interesting to get the perspective of somebody who got diagnosed very late in life as well. I will mention Sam Sam, who lives in the Netherlands. I'm not, and there's PurpleElla as well. I haven't watched a lot of their videos for some reason. They haven't been that relatable to me, but I think that they will help a lot of other autistic people. So I recommend you go check those out. I think that that's it for now. I will be making a video about French content creators, but it's a lot more deeply emotional for me to talk about that, so I think that I will make a separate video because this video is extremely long now. But yeah, have a great day everybody. Bye.